Hello guys, Tunde is here today again to bring you another video. This one is about Microsoft Forms in Office 365. Have you ever been asked to retrieve Microsoft Form from a deleted or terminated user? Recently, I was approached by someone who worked at the HR department that they are in dear need to analyze survey responses, which was put together by an employee who has recently left the company. The survey has about 200 responses and they need it ASAP. Initially, I thought this is actually not possible because Microsoft Forms doesn't really have a designated admin center such as Exchange or SharePoint, and there's no backend access either from the Office 365 portal or using PowerShell. So my initial reaction was no, and it would have been only possible if the user had actually shared that form, the collaborative link with their colleagues, and then they'll be able to have one of the colleagues go into the form and retrieve the survey responses. But after digging through some research, I found that that is actually a subtle way to do this, and I'm going to show you guys how. Just before we proceed, good practice is whenever you're creating a form, Microsoft form, make sure you share that form with at least one colleague so that that person can act as a backup in case you're not available and that person needs to go in and make some changes to the form or download the results. Or in an event where you leave the company, the person will still have access to the form without you needing any admin to do the work for you. So that's the tip for today. So in this case, we have an HR user called Adele. Send out forms, they've been filled out, and the person, Adele, leaves the company before sharing the data with the colleague. And now Mindy, who is that colleague, wants to access the form. So how do you do this as an Office 365 administrator? First of all, you will need to have a global admin in order to do these steps. The second of all is that the user has to be deleted within the last 30 days. And this is true for everything in Office 365. If you delete a user away from Office 365, unless you have some other external backup or some special agreement with Microsoft, 30 days is all you have to retrieve the data, whether it's Exchange or OneDrive or, in this case, Microsoft Forms. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, now we are in Office 365 admin portal. As you can see right up here, admin.microsoft.com. I'm currently under active user, and just to show you that this user that I'm talking about here has been deleted. If you go to the deleted user section, you will see Adele Vance, who was the person that created these forms, and we need to retrieve the form from this person. One thing to know before you go on to the next step is the actual username of this person. So if you click on that, it should show it to you right over here. So Adele V at ibeast.onmicrosoft.com. So this is going to be very important for the next step. The next step really is, again, make sure that you're currently a global admin before you go to the next step. There is a URL that you're going to type in your browser. Make sure you are logged in as your global admin in that browser session before you paste this URL into it. This is the URL that you're going to need in order to be able to access Adele form. You can see right here, it's going to be https://forms.office.com/pages/delegate page.aspx and then question mark original owner equals the UPN of the person. This is the also known as the username of the person that you want to retrieve this from. So I'm going to copy all of this and I'm going to go to a new tab and I'm going to paste it in there. If you do this correctly, you should have a page similar to this. It's telling me here that these forms belong to Adele Vance and will be deleted by this date unless you move them to your account. So now the options that I have is to then move it. So this is the form that we're talking about right here. You can actually click on it and see what's in the form. And as you can see, it actually has responses right here, which I can open in Excel. So if the user just care about the responses and they don't really care about the form anymore, they just wanted to give them the response, you can simply just click open in Excel here and just share that response with them and you'll be done. If they need the actual form itself, then you're gonna have to move the form. Uh, you're gonna have to move that form somewhere else where they can access it. So if you click on the three dots here, you will have an option to move, and you actually have an option to move to your own profile or a group. So this has to be an Office 365 group that you are part of that you can move this to. So if that user has any Office 365 group or even Teams in some situation, they could want you to move it in there. But in this case, we're going to move it into our own personal profile. And then from there, you can share it with another user if they would like to have access to the form directly. So I'm going to click myself here, and then I'm going to click on move to move this form to my profile. So now if I go back to Office 365 and I go to open forms, I should see it right here under recent. Let us know your favorite sport. So this is the same form right here. You can go ahead and share it again using share to collaborate. So click on this. I can copy the link and then send it to the new user that wants to access this form so they can go ahead and edit the form again and you don't have to worry about it. That is the video that I want to share with you guys today. This is very easy, but not something that is well known. So I thought I would share it with you guys in case you run into this in the future, or if you've run into this in the past, you know what to do next time. All right. Thank you. Feel free to comment down below if you have any questions on this, or subscribe or like this video, whatever you want to do. Thank you and have a great day. Bye bye.